Hey, I got a new watch. Yes, I did. For those who don't know, I lost my Victorinox Infantry GMT, which was the best watch I've ever had. I lost it when I did about the time that I did a Schrade knife review. I went out and it was a bit of a rush. My wife said, you've got to get that knife review done. Why don't you get out because it was for a collaboration, why don't you get out and get it done today? And it was kind of really short notice. And it was one of the, I don't know if you ever do this stupid thing, you hold your watch in your hand and for some reason you're like, I have to remember to put my watch on before I go because I've only got a little while of time to get this done. Has to be back before kids' school pickup or something. So I grabbed my watch and I put it down somewhere and I've never seen it since. I'm not sure if it's out in the woods somewhere. I'm not sure if we've torn a house apart. It's that horrible thing where, it hasn't actually dematerialized and disintegrated and returned to the stars. So it's somewhere. But anyway, it's lost enough that I put in an insurance claim on my RAA home and contents insurance, which is really something that you should think of doing if you lose expensive stuff. The best thing about it, I'm a YouTuber, so I had nothing but proof that I owned that and any other stuff that I might lose one day as well. Collection videos, man, they have two purposes, entertainment and insurance. So there you go. So I took a while to decide which watch I was going to get with the replacement money. They ended up reimbursing me about 70% of the whole cost, because that's deducting the premium and whatever. So it definitely ended up being a worthwhile thing to do. So a $600 watch that was, ended up getting about $400 back. So it's not too bad. Definitely worth this, which I ended up just getting this for about $550. And this is, I went with Victorinox again because I like the brand. I know the brand and I trust the brand. I'm not a big watch guy. So this is not going to be like a quality watch review in terms of what watch people want to hear. All it's going to have is just me showing off my nice new watch and talking a bit about it. So I went with Victorinox because the previous one, the only spec that I knew I wanted was the sapphire crystal on the case. So that is this, the glass kind of thing. On my GMT, because I do a fair bit of outdoor work in my job that I dare not speak its name, but I do a fair bit of finding people who are lost in places and fallen down places and trapped in things and all that sort of stuff, and all sorts of stuff with animals, and I get out a fair bit, and the shit that I carry with me gets really badly beaten up. I have to probably get new work clothes every 6 months, and it's a pretty rugged job. And that sapphire crystal, I literally was once, my hand was pinned against the asphalt of a road with the watch face pointing down towards the road, and it was absolutely fine. The steel was scratched up. The face was absolutely fine. So that is the one spec that I really wanted in my watch. The rest of it was just kind of gravy. I kind of like spare looking watches. I don't like watches with shit going everywhere, all over them. So with little extra dials that tell you what season it is, and the 6 different chronometers to tell you what time it is on Mars and all that sort of stuff. Don't care about any of that shit. Even on the GMT that I had before, I hated the second red hand that told me what 24-hour time was, even though that's kind of relevant to my job. Nope, not interested. I just want it to have 3 hands, seconds, because I do time things from time to time. Seconds, minutes, and hours, and a date is always good. So that's what you get with this watch here. This is the Inox, and I don't know what their models are. It came in this big old box here, so that's the model. There we go. That 24, whatever. So you come with a black leather band, which I'll always enjoy leather for a little while until it goes all smelly because I wear them, and I'll end up switching it out to rubber, no doubt. The chain, the steel ones, I never trust the clasp because I've had them come off like that. As I said, I'm quite vigorous on my watches. So this one is sold as an incredibly durable watch. I remember when the campaign came out, when these were released about 2015, they were freezing them in blocks of ice. They were mailing them across the world in big hanks full of rocks and sand and stuff, and they come out and they work just fine. So that's what I went for here, and it is definitely a durable feeling watch. So I'll take it off my wrist and I'll go over it. So pretty standard Victorinox watch band. These are a dime a dozen. It's more or less the same as the one that was on my Infantry, except that one's brown and it's got a bit of a different pattern on it. Anyway, band, boring. Let's talk about the face. So glare will be my enemy in this video, but as you can see here, it is a non-numeric display, which is I'm pretty okay with. I do prefer big clear numbers, but I rather these than Roman numerals. That's just a personal choice. Just the notches is fine. Roman numerals always kind of throw me off. Maybe they just don't connect with my brain correctly. So these, it goes numbers, then these, and then Roman numerals in my preferences. This one has the offset date, which I found is an interesting little thing. So, you know, I'll hold it the right way for you guys, or maybe this is the wrong way, who cares? So it's got the offset date, which is interesting, so it's not always on the 3, so you're not missing a time marker. So that's down there, so that's the time and the date right now. And yeah, so let's go into some specs. I'll just show you the width of the thing. So from the crown, so all the way across is about just under 2-inch face. So it's 4.8 centimeters across, which is, you know, I almost say it's like 1.9 inches or something. It's quite a wide watch. It's a bit of a thicker watch too. So it is about centimeter marker here. You know, all up, it's probably about 1 centimeter deep, maybe even a little bit more, which is, you know, about so it's an inch there, is it? So it's almost a half inch deep. It's a big, solid, sturdy old watch face here. And it is heavy too, so let's get the weighing heaviness out of the way. So that's my scale mirror. So grams, it is. So it's 108 grams. So that's the same weight as a Swiss Army knife, really. 101 grams, more or less. So yeah, it's a much heavier knife than the GMT was. That doesn't bother me at all. As long as it doesn't going to have, and I guess time will tell this, as long as it doesn't mean it's got like a pendulous effect where we'll have to be aware of this. If the watch strap is ever getting shitty, there's a little bit of extra weight if you swing your arm, I guess, to snap and throw the watch away. Maybe, who knows. But then it's so big and heavy that it's going to make a big clunk sound when it crashes into whatever it hits. So it's not going to silently disappear into the night. It's going to go thud on the ground, that's for sure. So there we are. Another interesting thing that I found, and I don't do many watches, so this interested me. The crown, to undo it, so first to change the time, you need to unscrew the crown first. So you unscrew, and then the crown is free, and then you can pull out and set the time and the date by, you know, the pulling all the way out is the time, then one down is the date, and then you push it down again, and then you have to screw it back to sort of seal it back up again, I guess. So it stops from accidentally coming pulled out. So is that a new feature? Is that amazing, or is that just on every good watch? Who knows? But I think that's pretty cool because, you know, sometimes I've put my hand into you know, real brackety sort of things, and the crown has snagged on some stuff, so it's never pulled out and I've lost the time. But, you know, sometimes when you subconsciously fiddle with stuff, you can pull out and accidentally freeze your watch. So kind of cool. It's definitely, I'm happy with that as well. So there you go. This is the back there. I mean, there you go. That's is what it is. And yeah, overall, it's just very, very rugged feeling. It's certainly a quality piece of watch making, I believe. It is kind of overbuilt sort of thing, you'd suggest, and that's the purpose of the knife. If you can stand the weight, it's a good men's size watch, definitely. The strap size. Sorry, this is something that I do like to know, because nothing worse than having, so what are we? So the strap is so it looks like it's a 21 millimeter strap. So the GMT was 23, so it's a little bit narrow on the strap. So that's that as well. If you're interested, if you want to know all the pertinent details. But I would have to just refer you to the Victorinox website for this watch, because that's probably the best place to look if you want super tech specs. But for me, it's got everything I wanted. It's got a sapphire crystal. It's nice and overbuilt. I'm not going to lose it easily because, geez, you're going to hear that if it flies off your wrist. It's going to go boom whenever it hits. And I just feel really happy with my purchase. And yeah, it is a good call to take some photos of your stuff, especially losables like watches. If you carry like an expensive pocket knife, take photos of it and insure it. So say I would definitely claim any knife over $200 that I lost. I would definitely claim it if I lost it, because I mean it might cost you $100 it'll be a percentage that you don't get back, but then it's going to give you money back to a new. I mean, unless you're losing stuff all the time, your premium will skyrocket. But every couple of years, absolutely, that's what insurance is for. I mean, geez, I've been paying insurance for years, and I'm not superstitious, but some would say, don't jinx yourself. I've never really needed it, and so the amount of money I've given to my insurance company, if I'd have just saved that money. I mean, I can see what Ned Flanders says. It is actually a form of gambling. So you know what? I thought I'd cash in on this instance, and I'm really happy with my result. Anyway, dudes, that's the Inox by Victorinox. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Oh yeah, and it's quartz.